My name is Lucas Perez. I'm 22 years old and I'm living in Harlem. And I'm going to tell you this for those who are watching. There are two types of people out in the world. There are smart people and then there are dumber people, aka dumb people. There are the high class people and then there are the low class people. And then in between is the middle class, which is the working class. When it comes to money, people sometimes don't know how to deal with money. Let's say if you are, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say if you are a person or a couple and you started to become rich with millions or billions of dollars. The best way I'm going to tell you is when you're feeling a lot of stress that you don't know how to deal with all that money, please don't throw your money in the garbage. Dollar bills of all kinds are very, very valuable. Don't throw that money all away. You should have used that money to save it in the future when you're about to have children or you're about to pay for your children's education or even start your college account for your children so they could get into a university. Just don't throw your money in the garbage. And don't flush down your quarters, your coins either. For a billionaire, when they have that much money, they can make as many children as they want. That is a metaphor. For me as a polyamorous person, I'm starting from the bottom and getting to all the way into the top. Basically, that is like the song was made from Drake. I am a 22-year-old person living in my own apartment in Harlem and not getting a job. I wanted to work 2 jobs so I could put money in my checking and savings account and not touch this card until the time is right. But let me tell you something. I think everyone could agree with me that when it comes to people, including myself included, we have a very, very bad habit to blow all that money away. I have a very, very bad habit of spending all that money and blow a fortune with that money. Me and Mercedes complain about that. Mercedes is my second mom. And I'm still breaking out of this habit of learning how to budget my money right. I want to work 2 jobs. And due to the fact that everyone in this world is living in those COVID times, that we're living in a time of a pandemic where not all jobs are open, where not all dating and relationships have been put on hold, which I'm polyamorous. I just come out as polyamorous. And don't forget that schools are not really open because I'm trying to get a GED too. But let me tell you something. If I started to become rich with all that money, I was thinking about using it to support in the future my children and my polyamorous women, my partners. Yes, partners with an S. If I have all that money in the future, I'll buy my children food, I'll take them out to places, and I'll buy them clothes. And I'll raise them the way I wasn't raised. Because I come from foster care. And none of you guys don't have to hear that. And give them the love that I never have. And also put money so they can afford for their education when it comes to going to elementary school, middle school, high school, college or universities of any kind. That have nothing to do with being out of state, because knowing that some of those universities out of state could be very, very shady sometimes, and people die in frat houses. But let me tell you something. A smart person should not be stressed out with all that money, but also use that money for in case of emergencies, or even use this money for the future to save. A smarter person could use that money just in case of if he or she just in case he or she have a large family, to just use that money to buy groceries, all that groceries at the BJ's supermarket near you or far away from you, and just buy them food, buy them clothes. And I'm telling you this. A smart person should use that money to afford for their children's education and building up a college fund. So once they hit 18 years old and once they graduate high school, they get to go to college. They get to go to college. But a smarter person, when he or she uses money, you can start your own business and to become an entrepreneur. And once I get my GED, I want to go to college to become a child and educational advocate, but also to become an entrepreneur and to invest my money into business on designing and drawing flags, in which I draw some flags, country flags, including flags from different ethnicities. If you see here, I even drew flags that represent my sexuality as a polyamorous person. You see this one where I'm pointing? You see this one? That's the flag of my sexual orientation. That's the polyamorous flag. And donate some money to the black and brown communities around New York City that are still living in poverty. And not only the black and Latino community, but also in the indigenous community and the Armenian communities too. But dude, a smart person can know how to budget money right. That's why I come up with my own method when it comes to like saving money. My own method is the 34 33 method. The like 34% of your money could go into your checkings account that I already blow it. 33% of my money could go into my savings wallet. And 33% of that money could go into my spending wallet. Because I have lots of wallets. But a very smart person should not be spending all that money. A dumb person who feels stressed out with money could blow that money all in one shot. A very dumb person could have all that money in the world and throw all that money in the garbage, or even burning all that money. Don't forget, money is worth values. Money is worth values. Fuck it. I can use that money so I can pay rent every month. But also to get a job as a side hustle. That's why that's what I have to do. I mean, that's what I should have done. You know? A dumb person, after he or she blows all that money out, could wind up losing their home into being homeless. Or even having a drug problem. That's why I don't do SSI. As a person with autism, I don't do SSI. I get to work 2 jobs. Period. And due to the fact that I come from foster care and I was always so needy since growing up, this is the example of how the foster home where I used to live in, especially the foster mom that I used to have, never loved me and never do anything for me. and never cares about me and always wanted the worst of me. That's why I moved to a new home. And that's why I'm glad that I have Mercedes as my second mom, because she helped me a lot as my second mom. And I'm the one who always feels stressed out. And yes, like I said again, I have a spending habit. I have a very, very bad spending habit of blowing off thousands of dollars. I have a very bad habit of blowing away thousands of dollars that I should have used that for the future. Yes, thousands of dollars for summer youth. How stupid is that for me? That is very stupid of me. And due to the fact that I didn't understand at 20 years old, at 21 years old, that says a lot about my character. And I should have been smart about that. And I should have been responsible for money. And that's the thing that's half of people don't know. That dumb people, they're not responsible for having a lot of money. Smart people are. I'm going towards being a smart person when it comes to being responsible for money, and not to and also to use that money for my children in the future and for my partners in the future, and to pay rent and to pay phone bills. Well, my phone bill, and also to get a job as a side hustle. And to keep on working and not to be lazy. A smart person, which I'm going towards, could use that money to start their children's college fund. That's what a smart and responsible person do when it comes to having, let's say, thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, or even billions of dollars. I could use that to start my children's college fund and use half of it to just in case of emergencies, but also to use that money to buy clothes and to buy food for not only for the children in the future, like my children in the future, but also for myself and for my partners. Because kids go first. When you're a dad, kids go first. Kids have got to go first. Kids and their needs go first. That's why I should use some of that money for my children. So when they about to buy some snacks, and not to be like me who gained all that weight. Don't mean to be personal, but just telling you.